Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the 40K Cafe, and thank you, T, for the request. The Minotaurs are a loyalist, fleet-based chapter of the Adeptus Astartes, and although they are believed to be a part of the cursed founding in the 36th millennium, that being unconfirmed, much of them is still very much so unknown about them. We know they have a battle barge to lead their fleet, but where their gene seed comes from, their origins, and homeworlds are all up to a mystery and interpretation. Though all this concealment is actually done intentionally by the Imperial edicts, so much so that even Inquisitors do not have access to their archives or files. Much of their old history describes them as a force of berserkers and madmen, savages across the battlefield, tearing their opponents limb from limb, and being especially xenophobic. In the more current lore, they aren't described as such bloody berserkers as they used to be. Don't get me wrong, their description is still very much so that they do not get along or play with others well, but now they fight with much more control and stoicism. I talked about their gene seed being a mystery to both us and the wider Imperium. The origins of it and their genetic makeup is sealed by the highest orders possible. And now, in the more recent Imperium, they are widely known for suppressing renegade Space Marine forces or disciplining other chapters that can't seem to discipline the Space Marines in their own ranks. They take little to no commands from other chapters even if they request aid, only answering to the heed of those by the Senatorum Imperialis, or other equivalent high authorities. Now, although the Minotaurs are a Codex-compliant chapter, adhering to the Codex Astartes almost fervently, the chapter as a whole is rarely seen separated from each other. There are no splinters or special operations being undertaken by small groups that they distribute via their Space Marines. Should you see one Minotaur, the rest of the chapter is going to be there. Their willingness to fight other Space Marine chapters has actually earned them an ill reputation amongst other chapters, such as the Ultramarines and even the Salamanders. But based off what we've seen and their interactions, they care little for this, especially their chapter master, Asterion Moloch. He is known for having a reputation of little patience and having a disdain of working with other Imperial forces, just like the rest of the chapter. He cares mostly for getting to the point and taking part on the battlefield, reveling in destruction and slaughter, and leading his troops to take up arms against the renegades. Though besides this, not much is known about Asterion Moloch, like the rest of his chapter. He is known for having survived many battles that he shouldn't have, being rebuilt with cybernetic enhancements time and time again. And there are multiple Imperial records where many other witnesses can account for his passing, and yet somehow he manages to claw himself back from the grave and reappear stronger and better than ever. This has led to the theory that Asterion Moloch isn't one Space Marine, but rather a conglomeration of Space Marines that when one passes, the next will assume the mantle. Regardless of what it may be, he is more than willing to lead the Minotaurs to the next slaughter that they can find, be you Xenos, Renegade, or a Space Marine chapter that simply needs discipline. With that being said, thanks again T for the request. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember to join the Discord and to follow for more.